First, I'm going to plant tulips and daffodils because they need to be 15 to 20 centimeters deep. Daffodils. Then I'll be planting alliums. This is the pink one. This is the blue one. They need to go about 10 to 15 centimeters deep. Next, I'll be planting crocus, which needs to go about 7 to 10 centimeters deep. This one is the ruby giant. It's a really big purple one. And then here is a mix of white, yellow, and purple. Here's the sow depth. The deepest tulip, daffodils, and the giant allium. Then it would be the smaller alliums and the fritillaria, and then crocus, and then paper whites would be the most shallow. I'm not planting all of them together, but that's just a guide. And this is the order of blooming. Paper whites will come around Christmas time or a little after. I'm going to have those indoors. Then the crocus, then the daffodils, and the fritillaria, then the tulips, and the small alliums, and then the giant alliums. I heard one gardener say, and I liked it, if you want good placement, you can just toss them and see where they would land to get a natural effect. I'm going to use this chopstick to help me be sure that they're deep enough. I have them marked at every 5 centimeters. So 5, 10, 15. They will need to be, the bulbs will need to be sitting that deep, the bottom of the bulb. They always say that as a guide, plant them 3 times their size. And yeah, that makes sense. Let's see. 5, 10, 15. Even deeper. There we go. This is the best shovel. It's very narrow and pointed, so I can stab the soil and then just scoot it aside. I love this. They say the deeper you plant daffodils, the more likely they are to naturalize and come back year after year. I think the same goes for tulips. I know it seems silly to do this, but I need to be reminded that it's even deeper than I'm assuming. It's really important to get them deep. So yeah, right when I think it's deep, it's only been 15 centimeters. I gotta get them even deeper. My plan for this bed is to just have perennials. It saves me time, and I just like to plan constant beauty. So I've got crocus, daffodils, and wallflower, and then tulips, allium, and agastache. That will be through summer. And then July and August, September, October, November, I don't have anything planned. So I'm just thinking about really what to have in there. One idea is to put the chincharinchi, because that starts to bloom in summer, and then it's a long bloomer. So that's an idea. If you have any other ideas, that would be cool. It can't be too big, because I want the agastache to naturalize in there and drop seeds. So maybe a bulb, a late, super late bulb, chincharinchi, or one of those giant alliums. I'm still thinking about it. Okay, so now I'm going to plant fritillaria. The blooms are like dark purple, so I really want to put them in a pot that's on a table or any area where the bottom will be green, so that when we see those little purple blooms kind of dangling downwards, I want them to stand out. So I've got 15. I'm going to plant 7 in here. They need to be 10 to 12 centimeters deep. So 10, about right here. Oh, need to be almost to the very bottom of the pot, because this is a short bowl. I've got violets in here, and I don't know well, but I wonder if they'll be blooming at the same time. That would be a really pretty purple show. So I'm going to put 7 here, and then we'll see where we're going to put the rest. Try not to disturb the roots, but they're pretty forgiving, so I'll do my best. Okay, you need to go pretty deep, don't you? All the way to the bottom, practically. All right. Excuse me. Sorry for the disturbance. Okay, another spot right here. The professionals would be laughing at me because they don't dig holes in the pots. They just layer the bulbs and then put a layer of soil. Layer the next bulb, and then put a layer of soil. But I'm not a professional, and I've got other stuff going on in here, so we're gonna make do. Okay. Oh, I got some of that little grass that my neighbor gave me in there. Move around it. Okay. Let's see. All the way to the bottom. Goodness me, I just remembered. I already planted, let's see, 4. But I read that fritillaria wants to be planted. Or not that it wants, but it's good practice to plant it on its side because it could rot or something the way the bulb is. So for the remainder, I'm going to plant them sideways instead of pointed side up, which makes it even more challenging because now I need to make a wider hole. Excuse me, sorry for the disturbance. All right, lady, we're really looking forward to seeing your show, ma'am. If you bloom purple next to purple violets, that would be a real delight. We'll see. Okay, we'll do the remainder in this pot. It'll be pretty quick. How many do I have left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Plant them. Place them on their side. I need my shovel for some more strength. This shovel is the best. Long and narrow, with a nice little point. Oops. Right. Here's the entrance to my garden, and that's exactly where I want allium. The giant allium right here. I want those big purple balls to greet me on my way in. Look at these big honkers. So that's where the roots will come out, and the pointy side is where the stem will be. Incredible. Wow. I'm guessing that they look like this because they lose some of their paper when they're divided. They probably get really big clumps like garlic cloves. So hope that happens for me. And I also hope that the skin exposed to the soil won't make it rot. We'll see. I'm gonna place them and see how they'll look. Oh yeah. Super deep. This will live here and duplicate and spread. Can't wait. It's gonna be gorgeous. Now I'm gonna plant the paper whites. They say that from the time that they're planted, they could bloom in 4 weeks. And well, might not get them for Christmas, but for the new year, hopefully. That would be so cool. Okay, so I hope you can hear me. I'm talking really loud because the microphone I had, basically, it's best to just spend a little extra money and get something good. I'm gonna plant them in this glass bowl with water instead of soil because it's just one of those bulbs that has all the energy that they need in the bulb, and just providing some water, they bloom, and then you store them or plant them, whatever. So I've got this bowl, and then I will be putting some stones, coconut fiber, and some moss. This bucket was collecting rainwater, so I'm just gonna let those bulbs drink some rainwater. What do you think about that? That should be enough. I'm putting the stones to keep the bulbs above the water. These were intentionally collected. They're actually pieces of quartz. Okay, that's nice. I'm gonna place them. It looks like some of them have little babies on the sides. All right. To just keep them from toppling over and also give a little layer of maybe support before we add the moss. I'm gonna put this on our dining room table. It gets a little bit of morning sun and it's just precious. It's like a little mini spring in our dining room, and I really am going to enjoy this. I hope the hubby does too. He gets busy and doesn't see everything, but I'm sure he'll see it once it starts blooming. Makes me happy. I heart moss. So adorable.